Hi! I just wanted to give you a few interior decorating tips about how to lay out your bedroom and what key pieces I think make a room really lovely and really bright. So I'm lucky enough to have this gorgeous light area at the back, but obviously at night I don't want that to affect me. And so I've got some very simple window treatments here. This is quite an unusual layout because obviously not many people are going to have a conservatory on the back of their bedroom. But if you do, I love having a really pretty fabric. This is an iCap fabric by Romo, and it's just got a very simple white pole with rings. And I like this look. I prefer it over tracks or pulleys or pelmets or anything. I think it's modern, it's clean, and it's simple, and it does the job. And that's what I want this bedroom to be. I want it to be functional, clean, simple, and sophisticated, but I want it to be a really great area for sleeping in, because at the end of the day, that's what your bedroom's for. So, if you just look around here, when I took this house, it had really ugly paint, really ugly ceiling, really ugly carpet, handles, everything. So it's all about the attention to detail. So first things first, we'll start with the bed. Now this was upholstered for me quite a long time ago, 10 years ago, and this is a velvet. And the only problem I would say with velvet is it does mark very, very easily. So the children, of course, come into me first thing in the morning and jump on my bed, and even if they've got wet hands, it can sometimes mark. So although when you first do velvet, it looks absolutely breathtaking, after about 8 or 10 years, which is how old this one is, it can go a bit patchy, but I'm not too bothered about that, because by the time you've got your lovely pillows and your cushions and everything on the bed, you're not going to look at it in that much detail. So I've done a very simple button back headboard with piping in the same fabric. There's a big trend at the moment, and a lot of my clients are doing the winged headboards, and they are gorgeous, but you have to have a really big space for those. So if your bedroom is about the same proportions as my bedroom, then I would say absolutely don't do a winged headboard. Do a flat headboard and keep it simple, because you want to create the impression of space and light and flow and air. So that's what really is going to give you a really nice, gentle area to sleep in. So then the bed sheets, also for me, vitally important, crisp, always crisp white cotton with a really simple design. These have just got a hem stitch down the side in 3 rows, and that for me is perfection, and the pillows match. So that is just a very simple white crisp bed linen, 100% cotton. I don't bother with linen. I think silk is horrible for a bedroom. It just looks like a brothel. It's just, you want to keep it really elegant and really chic. And then also really nice is to have a nice bedspread. So not only for warmth, but also just if you don't have your duvet cover ironed every day, which I don't, having a nice bedspread will just finish it all off nicely. And then of course your dress pillows, and I love sleep, so these for me are great. And the grey obviously corresponds with the grey in the curtains, and I've got grey piping on my little chair in the corner as well. So I'm really just trying to tie it all in together. So I've got white, grey and yellow as my tones in here, with a bit of black. So, and again, all of my sheets, these are the big dress pillows and these are the dress cushions. And I take these off at night, and these are the pillows I'm actually going to sleep on. So these big ones, squares, are just for decoration. And then, of course, you've got your bedside tables and your bedside lamps. For me, I just wanted something really clean, really modern, and really straightforward. I don't want any airs and graces in here. This is a modern bedroom. If I was doing an antique bedroom with a more antique look bed, I would do very different bedside tables. But for me, this area is very clean and sharp and simplistic, really. So these bedside tables are from Ochre. Really simple, just black, plain black wood with silver handles, really functional, really nice size. And of course you need to measure these out before you buy them. And the lamps are also from Ochre, which is one of my favourite shops for buying things. It's affordable and really well made. and really elegant. So this is just a glass base with a grey lampshade to match my curtains and my headboards. It doesn't all have to be the same grey. In fact, if you work with lots of tones within the same palette, it's going to give a lot more depth to your bedroom or to your living room or to whichever room you're doing. So lots of different tones of the same colour work really well. And I had this little area here which I wanted to put a really pretty little table into. Doing my hair in the evening, when I've got my outfit on, for just looking in a full-length mirror. So I obviously remove the orchid when I leave the mirror. And again, it's all about symmetry. So I've got these really pretty little matching lamps here, which again are from Ochre. And these have got dark grey lampshades with a bit of ecru. And these again are an iCat, and the iCat goes with the iCat curtains. So I'm really trying to pull in that whole story. And the black lacquer obviously goes with the other black that I've got in the bedroom as well. So you just want to tie in those key points. Okay, so moving on to that. This is also great storage, this little cabinet. That's got my hair rollers, vitally important. And other bits and bobs. So obviously I've got animals, really important to have a sticky brush. And you want to keep that all hidden from everybody. And then the wardrobes, again, just a really simple lick of white paint and new handles are going to spruce up any room. They had really ugly metal handles on these before, and just changing the handles changed the feel of the bedroom. And again, you match it. This is my bathroom in here, so I've matched the handles on there. And then again, it's really important to hide things away. So in here I've got my TV, my jeans, my caps, spare towels and pull-out drawers. And again, it's just vitally important. As you can see, it's not perfectly organised, but I try. And I've got one for shoes and bags as well. So it's just really important that you get everything put away and out of your way. So really careful planning when doing your wardrobes is vital. This is my long hanging one for evening gowns. And then I've got two smaller ones, again, two hanging sections. One's for jackets, one's for jumpers. And then the final one is one's for shirts and going out tops and one's for skirts. So, and short items. So really organised wardrobes make for a really tidy bedroom, because I always know when I come home in the evening, it normally goes on my chair. And first thing when I wake up in the morning, I clear up all the clothes that are on my chair and put them away. Send stuff to dry cleaners, washing, whatever you need to do. But having a really nice little occasional chair in your bedroom is also really handy. I'm going to take you into my office area now, and I have to say I was really reluctant about doing this layout. I wasn't sure whether this was the house for me, because I thought having my office right next to my bedroom, I'm always going to be tempted to work rather than sleep. But it is amazing, because I work a lot with the US, and the US emails come through much later in the evening, and I can check emails if I need to, jump out of bed and then jump back into bed again. So actually it's really nice having it right here. And then just having all this light in here. I have to have a little doormat in here because Basil and Bluebell, my cats, love this access now. And they need to wipe their feet before they come in and jump on my bed. That's the idea anyway. So in here, trying to be organised, I've got a chest of drawers, which is mostly full of summer things. And then on top, I've got my reference books for different designers, furniture designers, fabric, furniture, paint. Got some carpet samples up here for a project that I'm working on at the moment. And then I've got my bookshelf, which has got all my old clients in it, all the samples, all the fabric swatches. So again, being really organised is really important. So I've got all my blues in here, I've got all my yellows in here. So it just means if I'm working on a colour scheme, I can pick out my colours really easily from my reference boxes, and I've got lots more written down there as well. And I have yet to fix my lighting fitting, so just ignore the fact that I've got a wire on the wall. And then I've got a really ugly but really functional filing cabinet, which has just got all my stuff in it. Everybody needs one of these. It's really important. And then my desk, I try and keep as clear as possible. And everything is kind of ordered away and put away. It's not perfect, but it's functional. So in here again, I wanted to match the paint colour from my bedroom, so it still kept that flow into the space. I didn't want it to feel like it was really two separate spaces. I wanted it to feel like it was part of the same room. So again, all the woodwork is painted white, the walls are painted cornforth white, which is this nice grey. My bookshelf is grey, so it just hides into the wall, and I've got my grey chest of drawers to just carry on that theme. This is kind of a yellowy cream, so again it's part of the same colour palette. And this room is just very simple. It's functional and it's simple. And the window treatments, I've got these paper blinds on the ceiling, and eventually I'll probably do some really soft drapes on these big windows at the back, because it does get very sunny here when the sun decides to come out. At the moment it's fine because we're in spring, but when it comes to the summer, I think this is going to be a little bit of a greenhouse for me. I'm trying to work. So I'm just probably wire track, because it's going to be inexpensive, because I don't know how this is. I could, the other option for me is to do the roller blinds, but I just think everybody does that, and I want to be a bit different. I want this to be a bit like a girls' Wendy house, a grown-up version. So I want it to be a bit more romantic. So I'm going to get these little white plastic wires, which are going to go down the pointed bit of the window. Here comes Basil. Hi, Baz. Come here, Baz. Baz. Come on. Show everybody how you wipe your feet. Baz. Come here. Baz. Good boy. Feet. Good boy. See, that is what you want to do. You also, it is true what they say about cats sleeping on mats. Cats love sleeping on mats. So anyway, back to the curtain. So I'm going to do 2 wires that will stretch along the pointed part of the ceiling, and I'm going to string through the fabric, so wrap it around, do a very small piping that goes through the length of the fabric. I'm going to do 2 lengths of fabric there, and then I'm going to have it draped and pulled back with tie backs either side. So when you release the drapes, the windows will be covered, and when you pull the drapes back, the windows will have a really pretty shape to them, which will match this whole shape and really highlight the fact that this window is a great feature to this conservatory and lets in loads and loads of sun and light. Having matching chairs is really nice. So I've got one of these nice occasional chairs in my office, and I've got one in my bedroom. And again, they're yellow with the grey piping, and they're from made.com, which is an amazing site which has the best value little things. And for things that you don't need to spend a fortune on, like occasional chairs, I wouldn't. I would spend the money on the curtains, I would spend it on the headboard, and I would spend it on the big items, but not the little occasional chairs. You can do lots of cheats. Okay, so the carpet is really, really practical. I've got kids, I've got a dog, I've got 2 cats. I didn't want something that if the cats were going to claw, it was going to scruff up, and I wanted the colour to tie in with my colour scheme but not show up all the stains. So if somebody drops something on it, I'm not going to start panicking and cleaning it up every 5 minutes. So this was the final colour I chose. It's a really great grey, and it's the reason it's so great is because it's got lots of different colours within it. So it's not just a flat colour, it's got depth to it. It's got a little bit of white, it's got a bit of pale grey, a bit of dark grey. That makes it brilliant for hiding stains. It makes it much more interesting, and it's really nice. It's short pile, it's really nice to walk on. It feels luxurious, and it didn't cost a fortune. In fact, it was a really good price. So, and the nice thing about this carpet is it will work throughout the house, because it isn't loud, it isn't too bright, it isn't too dark, it's not oppressive, and it basically can carry on and all the way into the boys' bedrooms. So really practical. And that's it really. I hope you've enjoyed our little tour. I'm going to be taking you around each room individually and giving you other tips of how to really get the best out of a room in terms of layout, furniture, fabrics, all of it. Hope you enjoyed it.